Hello and welcome everyone to Coffee with CEO number 22, hosted by the Amity University Seminar Committee. Today, we have Manu Nair, the CEO of Emirates Chartered Accountancy. With us today are multiple different startups who will introduce themselves.
I'm Abdul Majid with Zero.
I'm Manu Nair with Pipula.
I'm Yusra Khan from the Modest Look.
And I'm Mohammad from Wiki.
I am Tamiang from Mechanical Engineering.
And I'm Sharon Burney from Media. And before further ado, I'd like to hand it over to Manu Nair.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, Mr. Shahram.
Yes.
And thank you, all of you, for me being here for this wonderful opportunity for me to share my experience with you. First of all, as you introduced, myself, Manu from Emirates Chartered Accountants Group. We started the firm in the year 2005. Okay. Basically, I'm a chartered accountant by profession. I did my chartered accountancy from India. If you just to give you a little more brief about my background, I'm from India in Kerala, so I studied all my school days and everything from that background itself. Like in Malayalam, my local language, so that's the Malayalam medium. So study from there, and then I did my BSc Physics. Then I thought of changing my career. That's also I shifted from science to accounts. Then I did my accountancy course. So after passing chartered accountancy, I just moved to Mumbai for getting some more experience. So I worked in Mumbai 1 year. Thereafter, I came to Dubai in the year 2003. So I got a small opening in the year 2003. So I worked in a small company, so worked for 2 years. Then I thought, why can't I have my own rather than working as an accountant in one of the companies? That thought came, and then shared that one with my friends. So we were four friends staying together, that is classmates, roommates and neighbors. Idea came to start something our own. So that is the starting point of Emirates Chartered Accountants Group in the year 2005. Then thereafter we take it forward. So now we are in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi, then Sharjah, Ajman, and all we have offices. Then crossing the border we have office in Bahrain, then in India and in UK as well. So we have in Dubai itself 80 plus people working. There are a lot of qualified chartered accountants, CF, ACCAs are there, and then CPEs, like a different professional qualified people are there working in Dubai. So that's now I'm here. So what I'm suggesting you, whatever the point which you would like to know about whether you want to know something about the startups, how it did go, the came, what was the challenges I was facing or anything, whatever the question is there, which my experience, if it will be helpful for you, especially for the startups, then I can definitely share with you. So yeah, specifically anything.
Have you got the questions? Okay. So I just want to ask you, what is the most challenging thing you had to do so far in your career?
Generally, if you ask challenging things, is that daily I'm facing one or the other challenges. When I started in 2005, when I decided to start, normally what happens in the market, generally what happens, people especially in UAE and who are expatriates and come here, get experience and they start maybe working 5 years or 10 years and get their experience, get connectivity with the people in the same industry and then start. But for me, what I did is, I was working in a trading company earlier as a finance manager, but I decided to start as a practicing chartered accountant. So the experience, what I was not looking for an experience to start my activity. That's my entrepreneurship or the professional field. So we started from scratch. That's what I would like to share. So we need not spend years of time to get experience to start something. There's a typical example is in front of me itself because your startups very young. You are in the age of 20 plus.
21.
Yeah, so in around 20. So it is even I'm getting inspired from you when I started at the age of 30, but you are starting from the age of 20. So you have 10 years more than what to talk in future. Like I'm here just I crossed 40, so I have 10 years experience to share with you. At the same time, you will have more experience in your life. Definitely appreciate you for starting up in early stage of life. So the challenges as it is always the business, we can't predict tomorrow. Any parts of the world it is like that. So we can make a budget and plan accordingly, but what is actually happening may be something different, especially in Dubai. I've seen a lot of ups and downs in the market. So you all know that, you might have gone. It is in 2008, 2009, and the worldwide the financial downturn happened. So of course that was affected in this part of the world as well. So then it slowly came up. Then one of the other challenges are there always any parts of the world. Then of course here in Dubai as well. So in business there are a lot of challenges. Every day is a challenge in the business. So in the profession as well, every day is a challenge. New things we have to do and we have to take up forward. And if you enjoy those small challenges, then definitely life will be beautiful. Every day it will be beautiful.
And was there any specific reason why you left your job and came up with the startup?
That is very personal question. It may not be very much applicable to you to get inspired, but still, I was drawing very low salary at that time. So even when I was working in that company, the earnings was zero because I had to spend my personal expenses was just made. Then I was thinking to get something better than that. Then I thought, if we have me and my friends, if we have our own, then absolutely the freedom is there. That the morning when I get up, then we will decide what is to be done on that day. As an entrepreneur, I can decide today what is to be done. And of course, it is in the interest of the company, then we'll be planning in advance. But in the morning, I can decide what is to be done, and I can decide for future also what is to be done. That way, full freedom will not be there, of course, as an employee. That thought came in our mind and decided to start. So that freedom is there when we have our own. And as an entrepreneur, if you have your own, you will have that freedom. But at the same time, the responsibility is also more. Once you grow your startups, once you grow, when more employees are there, when you are committed to pay the end of the month, the commitment to make the payment is a big responsibility. So as an employee, there's a big difference. As an employee, the end of the month, of course, the responsibility is there to do that duty, and the commitment or the financial commitment, that absolutely it will be to the entrepreneur, the owner itself. Legal responsibility as well as the personal responsibility will also be for him. So that responsibility, that's the biggest difference between the employment as owner itself. Of course, you have the freedom. You can enjoy, you can plan, you can decide whatever you want. But that's the end of the time, end of the day, the responsibility is more to you. And you have to answer to people.
I have a question, if
Yeah.
you don't mind. So when you decide to go ahead and have your own startup and work with your friends, were there days that you were like, why did I do this? It was just easier when I was in a job, or I would have gotten a better job. Because when you decide to take a startup and you have more responsibility, accountability, then responsibility to your family, and especially Indian families asking questions daily. So did you ever think that, why did I do this? Should I just close this and go back to getting a job, or there were no such days?
I have never thought of it. Once the train started moving, I didn't look back. The reason is that I was confident. Every day I was confident that we can do better. So there were challenges. There was cash tight in initial stage, and in subsequently also after the financial downturn also, we were suffering a lot of the cash flow issues were there. But the confidence is that the market a lot of opportunities are there. Only thing is that we have to find it. It will not come to us. We have to go for it. Then opportunities are there. So I didn't think backward, but of course the tough times were there. And even just as a startups, then I don't know what's your initial investment. But for me, I'd like to tell my investment is with me still. Where's my investment? Only with the credit card. We 4 friends with 4 credit cards, we started the business. So the biggest investment in any startups is the confidence. So the biggest capital also the confidence. It's a credit card company. I would like to say that the capital investment is through the credit card only. So people think that huge investment is required for business. Of course, if you are starting a factory manufacturing activities, of course, you have to buy machinery, then capital investment for the building of the plant and machinery and all those steps. But start in simple way, and your real investment is the skill within you. So by using that one, if you can build up, then life will be smooth, because don't create huge expenses as a commitment. Even when I started in 2005, we partners decided to keep the cost the lowest. Even now, I'm paying the salary to my driver more than what I withdraw in the early stage in 2005. So we kept expense minimum, because when we don't have huge amount for investment and for spending, and then we have to keep the expenses minimum. So that's what the advice I would like to give you all. Even though you have cash flows in initial stage, some investment, somebody invested for you, or you have money to invest, still don't keep the expense at higher end. And try to keep your expenses also as a link with the revenue. For example, instead of keeping your expenses as fixed expense similar to salary or anything, suppose you have a sales team, don't keep their salary at a higher rent as a fixed one, rather than connect it with the revenue. So give a basic salary structure, then as and when they bring the revenue, connect it with that one. Maybe whatever the percentage, depends upon the activity. So maybe 5% or 10% of the revenue, depends upon the industry and depends upon the activity itself. If you connect, then your cost will not be the business as well. If you fix it higher, then you will struggle at the end of the month in case the business is low in any of the month.
So, you're saying to keep our salary based on the revenue. If we do understand when we're initially starting, we don't really have revenue.
Yeah.
So, how do you tackle at that moment?
But
Do you get understanding employees that would be okay to work for you without being paid salary? How does it work?
you have to segregate it into 2. One is for the real owner, that is the person who's introducing the cash and the real the entrepreneur. The other one's for the staff. Even if you keep a salary for you, you are keeping money from one pocket and then taking it, putting in the other pocket. Doesn't make any sense. There's no one to invest. The small amount you have for investment, whether you keep it on your table from this pocket and take it back as a salary, doesn't make any sense. So initially, what will happen for the investor or the entrepreneur? You should have at least 6 months to 1 year amount in cash to spend. That also depends upon the activity. In my case, I'm a chartered accountant. I know what is to be done once the work is there upon my table. So I know how to do the work. I'm myself doing this activity itself. But in some industries, the entrepreneur may not be the person who's actually executing the work. In that case, we have to have a person to execute. You understand what I mean? So in that case, initially itself we will be incurring some expenses to pay him a salary. Here the point, as you were asking, for them we have to pay minimum salary. I said initially also, a basic structure has to be fixed. Then increasing the salary should be connected with the revenue.
Okay.
So that should be understood for them also. For example, suppose whatever your activity, suppose trading a product. Your product, for example, this cups. We have for this product. We have to sell it. So it's a new product. So it takes time to market it because marketing activity we are doing. It may take estimated that in 6 months of time it will be popular in this market in different cafeteria or restaurants and all. That might be our target to sell it, okay, for example. Then the person whom we are appointing as a salesperson, our target is him to give the familiarize this product in this market. It may take 3 months to 6 months. For him, we will be paying a basic salary. After that, suppose if he sells this product more than 10,000, your commission structure will be 10% over and above whatever the 10,000. So, for example, at minimum level, I am keeping 2,500 as his salary. If you sell more than 10,000, that is 4 times of his salary, then you will be given 10% commission. Yeah, so 2,500 he will get definitely. That is our cost to the company. For that he has to do 10,000 minimum. It may not happen in the first 3 months. The 4th month he might be able to sell 5,000. 5th month, 6 months, like that. Gradually it will increase. We should know the market as well. Then once it crosses 6 months, by that time if he is able to make 15,000 per month sales, then what will be the benefit for him? 2,500 plus 5,000, 10%, another 500 he will be getting. 10,000 is the basic structure we fixed. Over and above 10,000 he will get 10%. That target if we keep, then the sale also will go up. If we fix the salary, then the interest for him to work may not be as good as compared to the commission structure. Even this structure you can make in different level as well. So for example, suppose he reaches 8 times of his salary. 8 times of his salary means 20,000. So over and above, it can keep 15% or 20%, depends upon. But important thing, not only based on the sales, you should connect this with collection. That's very important. Especially collection. Because real business will happen only when cash flow is there. People can sell the product. In this market, it is easy to sell products, but make sure that you are collecting money as well. That's one of the challenges what the market is facing right now. So always when you put some target to your salespeople, make sure that they themselves responsible to collect and reach the money to the organization in the bank account for the due date.
I have a
Okay.
question. I have a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you told that you changed from science to commerce stream,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what really inspired you to change, totally different course?
Okay, that it is something may not be very relevant for you for the business angle, but just to give you a brief how it happened. I was a science student because I did my 10th standard, so I was the highest scored person in the school. In our area, it is said that whoever is scoring highest mark, they go for science.
Indeed.
So I was in science. I was the first person who was graduated in my family. So no one was there to advise me. So I did my 10, then plus 2 science, of course. Then which was the course available? Physics. Physics was one of the toughest course in science. So I selected physics. Then physics all I scored and the school college topper. Then after that, understood that if I had to go to the higher education in science, then I had to move away from my area. Means my father and mother alone at home, so I had to be with them. So I cannot move away from that area. So I thought that okay, CA I can do, chartered accountancy course I can do. Then I shifted totally. Then I went back to study from +1, +2 of the commerce, all the topics myself, because there was no tuition center or anything available. And since you asked the question, I would like to share my experience in CA studies as well. When I started my CA, that town, it was a small town, wherein around 6 or 7 chartered accounts were practicing, and students started studying from the year 1971. I joined in 1996 for CA, and I was the first student who passed CA from that town. So no one passed CA from that town till I passed. The reason is that there is no tuition center, nobody is there to teach or guide people. So people thought that CA is a course which is not possible to pass. Such a 0%, the passing percentage is 0 then. So from 71 to 2002, so it took around 30 years for a one student to pass from there. After that, some students passed also. Now people got confidence also, enjoying CA and people are passing. So shifting from accounts, science to commerce is something personal because I want to do my own. So I plan to do my CA practice there in my native place itself. But later I changed my decision because it takes time to establish the practice. Here in 15 years we establish the practice like this, and then we have in different parts, and then under plus employees are working as a team. So that would not have happened if I had started in a small town.
So
Great.
sorry.
Okay. Thanks.
As you said, you started the company with your friends. It's just personal, but then how did they help you, and where are they right now with you? Like we also have our friends working with us, but then some of them are just helping, some of them are giving some money. But then, so how did you go through that?
Good question. Yeah.
That's my question.
Personally, I would like to say, as I said, that initial investment for this company is the confidence and our personal involvement to complete the work. People can invest. There will be a lot of people available to invest. There are some business which needs real investment, and those investors may not be able to work. That is one part. Because if it's more technical, then it will not work. For them, it may not be possible to work. I believe for small startups, it is more than the cash investment from someone. Their involvement in business is most important. don't know your setups, if you want more advice, particularly on your business, then we may have to sit separately. Otherwise, in general, in small setups, small startups, if you don't have money, you borrow to cover the expenses, not huge amount, to cover the expenses, minimum, a reasonable amount. But if somebody is investing as an investor, partly they will come in their own time, and you or someone else also working 24 hours, it needs 24 hours effort. Even if you sleep, in a side you will be thinking about the business, or you have to think of your business, then only you will be successful. That is required in initial stage, maybe 3 to 5 years, definitely. So during that time, just some people are investing and then moving away in their own time after their enjoyment and all. They come and ask you questions. You may not be comfortable. From my 15 years experience, I am sharing with you. So my suggestion, if somebody is investing, let them involve in the business. Otherwise, keep them as a person from whom you borrowed. Okay. Otherwise, for that you have to fix what is the payment to be given to them. It depends upon your relationships. If it is within your relation and somebody wants you to support, depends upon your cost of that capital may be very less. Otherwise, in the market also, the reasonable amount which is to be contributed. Then even my experience also, I did like that. When there was a situation where there was a shortage of fund, initial stage, I'm not talking anything about the reason. Initially, in 2005 when we started, then when my credit card was not sufficient to meet the expenses, I borrowed my friend's credit card and then I paid it. So I didn't ask borrowed money, I didn't ask for an investor to come to invest and all, because I want all friends, as you said that, your question was when we started and how the other friends and how the relationship is moving. Of course, all are equal friends, equal partners. So that's the structure we did. We are having different qualifications, different age groups and all. But near to me, 3 years up or down. Yeah. But still, when we have some friendship, more than the earnings what we are looking into from the business, we keep that relationship. And that relationship is the most important. That's the base structure of the organization itself. That is the success of the organization itself. We, for friends, are like I will always say that we are like a finger of a hand. Different size, shape, and of the finger in the same way. Different habits, qualifications, characters, and everything. But that is the success of the organization as well, because a hand can work properly when the fingers are in different shapes and perform in different roles. If all are in the same way of working, way of thinking, way of executing, all the area, we may not be able to see all the area of the organization. Organization needs a lot of, it is like a family. We have to look into all the angles, not only the business, not only the profit making, not only money. We have to take care of the employees, we have to take care of the society as well, even environment. Even I'm happy today to come and share with you, because I'm very happy now to share my experience if it is helping you, because even I canceled some other meetings and came here. So, but if I'm always only giving importance to money, I'll not come here. But this gives satisfaction, and it is our responsibility also to serve the society, like you or young people. So if it will be helpful, at least a little bit to you, then we are happy.
How did you market your startup to what it is now? What marketing strategy did you use, and what did you do, and when did you start marketing your business?
Well, there are two cases. As we discussed, this is our product. So if this product to be known in the public, how it will reach to the public? There are some methodology like in online, we can give the advertisement or the salespeople will be going and a meeting, or we can do some demo or some events, and all this are the way it reaches to the market. And even though it is known in the market, when people will buy it, when they know that it is a good product, quality product, unless it is a quality product, it will not buy. In the case of a profession, when people will come to us, people will come to us when they know that we are the right people to give them advice, professional services. How we go to the doctors or lawyers? Because when they have a name as a right advisor, advocate, doctor, when we know that they cure the disease of many people, then we go to them. That's why the doctors always busy. Busy doctors are always busy. The others are not. Why we are going to the busy doctors? So we will go only to the people who are busy, the professionals who are always busy, because they are the right people. It is word of mouth. It reaches. How it reaches? Once we do our service with 100% quality, it will be known to the public. And to reach to the public, or to initial stage for the people to come to us, there should be some methodology, some way that I know something and I have to share to people. So one part is that we have to do a quality service, then people will come to us. And the other part is that in public, if we have some knowledge, then share with people to help them. Then it will be one way, it will be helpful for them. And in case in future, if they need any service related to that one, they will come to us. For example, in the VAT also, the VAT laws released 2 years back. You are from the finance also, no? Finance background?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No one knows about that.
We know
Tax,
that.
yeah, tax, yeah. So it has started in UAE in the year 2018, 2 years back. So the law was released in 2017. 2017 November was the middle of the year 2017 was the law released, and towards the end of November the executive regulation also released. So the complete law was released by November only. But I started the VAT seminars and workshops in the month of May 2017, even before the law was released. So we go to the public and educate the people about the law, so it helped a lot of people. Even we completed around 245 VAT seminars in last 2 years, 2.5 years. We completed 245 seminars, and one seminar we did in Amity University itself 1 month back for the economic students and the commerce students. Now even you can see in our YouTube channel, you can see a lot of education videos are available on VAT and other different topics like business valuation or the IFRS and all. So we are doing it for the awareness to educate the people. So we believe the biggest investment which will give the biggest return for the investment is education itself. So we give this kind of free education sessions to different kinds of categories of people and students, especially for the business people, accountants, CFOs, and all. We conduct a lot of sessions. So through that, indirectly, it will help the business as well. But that is not the whole objective. Objective is to support the community, but indirectly it will be helping us in conversion for the business as well.
Okay, and I wanted to ask you, like, how much time does it usually take if I identify the atmosphere of a company, what problems the company is going through, and how do you consult them accordingly?
For the companies, you mean to say that if a company is having some
Sort of issue with the
issues, yeah. There is no fixed or the specific issues for all companies. The companies to company it varies as well. If you are taking into SME sector, micro level or the medium sized company, small and medium, let's say it's a trading company which is having a turnover 10 to 20 million turnover with an employee strength of 10 to 20 people. We, from the finance angle, when we look into the history of the company, finance sector. Means financial analysis we'll be doing like a profit and loss account, balance sheet, cash flow, and then receivables part, and we'll be checking. We analyze the history maybe for 3 to 5 years backward, and if they have a projection that one, otherwise what is the expected in the market based on the product, based on the strategy, what could be in future for next to 3 years, 3 to 5 years. We'll come to know from that one, even by analyzing, and maybe 1 or 2 sitting will be sufficient for us to understand exactly the issues. When we look into the financial statement itself, we will understand which direction the company is going financially. So that in one site itself we will be able to see. But to understand the issues, we have to sit with them and discuss and the reason for it. In 1 or 2 sittings, we will be able to understand once we see this kind of issues. In that case, what we do, we advise them, we structure it such a way that if merger is required, we will advise them similar issues, where there may be some other companies which are going positively and they can join together. So, or otherwise it will be an expert is required within the to join in the company to restructure it. So even as a chartered accountants group, as a consultant, we advise, or even our experts will be full time dedicated to the company to restructure it. So that will be taking time to maybe 6 months to 1 year. We'll be fully involved in the operation of the company. To restructure it, the operation will be restructured, and then once it is running smooth, then we'll come out. Okay. Really, many issues are the collection related is one of the main issues in the market. I don't know whether you are aware of it. Yeah, collection is one of the main issues in the market right now, the cash flow. Because unless cash flow is there for a business, cannot run. When people say that, or we can say that the cash is like a blood of a body. If it doesn't flow, then it is issue. Because as you know that at the end of the month, if you are not able to pay the salary, employees will be unhappy because they may be, if there is labors and all, because that's more amount that need for them every month. Because otherwise maybe expecting is that their family will be suffering. For others also who are staying here with the family and all, if 1 month the salary got affected, means their entire bracket family will be having problem. Then once family is having some problem, they will bring to the office as well. So everything will get collapsed. Same time, the payment is not done to the supplier on time. Then that flow will affect, they will not supply you. Even if they supply, that will be a lot of issues will be there. So you have to make sure that even though you sell the product, your collection is ensured within the due date. Even you can give some cash discounts offers, or if you pay within 1 month, and discount is so and so. So this kind of way of doing offers and will help you. And of course, if you are able to do a business where cash first and then do the business that is on, it will help you a lot. Cash flow issue will not be there for you in case if you are able to make such structure a business in that way.
I have a question. So as startups, we don't have many people involved in the business. Maybe just like me and a partner, and I think same for others as well. So when do you think that we should bring in like a professional financial person? Because right now we're just managing our own finances, trying to keep the cost the minimum, and making our own, projection sheets for the 3 years, learning from Google, whatever. So when do you think should we as startups bring in like professional, proper finance people to, come look at our business?
My suggestion, the finance is the most important requirement. Managing the finance is most important in any business. If that is not managed properly, if it is not planned properly, then your business will collapse. It will have a huge impact. So my suggestion, either you should have that knowledge, the finance knowledge to manage the business, or you should have someone who knows it along with you. For that, you need not appoint a full-time person, it will not be affordable for you. But you can get advice from professionals, and they will be charging on hourly basis or the daily basis, so that it will be structured and with a minimum cost, lower cost. So people are available. Even we have the CFO services as well in the market. So we is in keeping. I'm not talking about the startups like US small, but even for the companies which are new, for them it may not be possible for them to pay 20,000-25,000 for the CFO. It may not be required also for SME sector, I suppose. So, but a person who's having that knowledge, if they spend 1 day or 2 days in a month for that company and analyze and help, and then always they'll be, nowadays physical presence is not required in any of the companies, everything is available, can be managed remotely. So time to time, if their involvement is there every day, and meetings, maybe 1 or 2 meetings at the end of the month or in between also, will be sufficient. So you will be getting a CFO level service from experts or experience in the market with a lower cost. And
So you want to ask a question?
Just one more. So saying that, how we startups, you yourself said it's not affordable for us, and then even like, though it might seem, okay, 1 day service, we can manage it, but every penny counts as a start, especially when you're just 20-year-old and, kind of relying on your parents and your own savings. So saying that, like, will your company in the future, do you think, offer anything for like startups, like advices like this? Because you understand the market really well. You did your own startup, you have your own history. So, and there is, I think, a need for people who can offer
yeah,
these kind of
definitely.
services.
So in the Amity University's reference, if you are coming, then definitely we are happy to support you all. Then we have many experts in our office. So definitely, as a support to the startups or the young generation, we are always there to help you. So you can come to our office with an appointment. So we can support you, we can guide you time to time, we can give you the advice as well. So it is a service which I will be able to provide you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So basically, when it comes to startup companies, there is a risk involved in it. So the company can be, we don't know when the company is going to be failed, or, so what advice would you give to someone to be more resilient if the company keeps failing over and over again?
If you are worried about something, then that worry will make you in trouble. So you are going to die one day. So are we thinking of it every day? So why should we think about that and how the company is also concerned? When you see 20, 30 years or 40 years back how UAE was, only desert. So now how it is. So now people are thinking that okay, 2020 is coming, and after that then you go there. What will happen? What will happen in Dubai if the Dubai rulers made this city like this from the scratch? Then they know what is to be done. We need not worry about it. Opportunity will be there in the market. We need not worry about it. Let us concentrate in our business. So definitely we need not worry what will happen if it fails. What will happen? That's why the limited liability companies are available. You know the difference between limited liability and then other than limited liability company. So I'll just brief you for your knowledge. Have you registered the company or
No, we haven't yet.
okay. So in companies, when we register as a company, limited liability concept is there. So the liability for the company will be limited to the capital of the company. For example, 300,000 is the capital of the company. The registration for the LLC company in mainland is 300,000. If you start a company with a limited liability company, in case if anything happens and you are not able to move the business forward, liability for the owner maximum will be limited to 300,000, unless you commit something personally other than the business. If you personally borrow something from the bank and then invest here, then for that you will be personally liable. Company is liability limited to 300,000 unless you commit something else other than that. So that's why in the world, everywhere, the limited liability companies, the limited liability concept is there, that for that purpose only it is there, and that's why how people are doing the business. But for professions, the limited liability concept is not applicable. There are limited liability partnership cases are there in general. So that will be like a sole establishment or the civil company structure is there in Dubai. So the limited liability may not be applicable for that, especially in my practice and all. But when you form some activity, better advisable to make a limited liability concept, wherein minimum 2 shareholders will be required to form such companies. It's available in mainland as well as in free zones as well. So you can structure if you are as an expatriate, if you want your own. In mainland, you know that the 51% shareholder will be the UAE national. If you have somebody like that as a partner, then of course that is better. Otherwise, if you want your own, then you can have in the free zones as well.
You can ask a question. Okay, what's your opinion on the current economic status of Dubai, and how do you think it's going to change after 2020? All these cities now are concerned, but I'm really curious about it.
Don't worry, always the growth is there for Dubai. Even now, today when I was coming, so I heard radio news that 5% was the tax revenue which Dubai or UAE as a whole. I think it is UAE as a whole. So the new revenue structure is introduced other than the oil sector, some other business, the revenue was getting generated in UAE. So in UAE future, UAE will not be only on oil dependent. Diversification is always there in UAE. So definitely the growth will be there always, and we all will be comfortable in Dubai and the UAE. Lot of opportunities will be there. See that which I'd like to share with you. In earlier, this is one of the places we were doing business. It was a business hub. It's a business hub. It's in this region. This is a business hub itself now also. But now the UAE government is giving more priority for the artificial intelligence, blockchain, this kind of activities. And then in even the one of the first universities coming in the world, the first universities coming for the artificial intelligence only in UAE. So government is planning, and it is happening now also for the more professionals to come and do the business here or do the professional service here. So in future, it will be a center for the professional people, qualified people, so young generation. So even though earlier it's only a trading hub, people come and trade and make money and go. That concept is going to change. More youngsters are coming, more professionals are coming, they stay here, family and everything is here, so they spend here and they it is not a second home for those expatriates, it's going to be the first home itself. And you know that the visa regulations are, everything is getting changed and people are getting the permanent residence, and also the concept is going to change a lot. So that the growth will be there always, it will be a comfortable place, always the Dubai will be one of the comfortable place to stay.
With Expo 2020 coming around, how do you think the landscape for startup businesses will change? Will it be easier or will it be harder for business to develop and grow now?
In 2020, the next 1 year, so that is from 6 months period. So it will be around 25 million to 40 million people will be traveling to UAE. So that will be a huge business opportunity for the startups during that period if you are connected directly with those people, with the people who are visiting UAE. That will help you to establish and to generate cash flow during that period. And of course, UAE is not what I think is, what I believe is. So Dubai will not be closing those area after 2020. It will continue the business as it is. You know the global village, how it was earlier and how it is running now. So definitely those area where it is developed about 2020. It's not for just 6 months. It will be longer period. So that will be the place where we can start up and get a cash flow and get established the business, and then you can continue that after. I personally believe that that will help the startups as well.
Question regarding the secret of your growth of your company when you were very initial stage and believing that time technology was not that fast, like you couldn't do online marketing and so on. So how did you reach out to the world to become a successful company, to have so many hubs now around the world? What was your beginning? Who did you approach, or did you just kept doing your work? But who was it that saw your work and took you to the next level?
If somebody is asking me what is the important currency in the world, I would say that connection.
Okay.
Connection is the currency, the most valuable currency. So we have to reach the people in social media also, in the online also. What we are doing, we are reaching to the people to get connected. Request will send, yeah, of course. So we are getting connected. So the same way, at that time social media was not there, but we have many other platforms to reach people, like a lot of those professional networks are there. So like for example, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has got a chapter here, they organize a lot of events, so we connected with people. Then there are other platforms like International Chamber of Commerce, ICCUAE, and then the IBPC, Indian Business and Professional Council. This kind of different professional platforms are there where we meet people. And as I said that earlier, once we do the quality professional service, people will come to us. So when the client is happy, then he will refer to someone else. How he will refer? He will not go into the marketing, because when I serve you, your company, and if my service is comfortable for you, later during a coffee break, if your friend is discussing with you her problems about the company, then definitely immediately in your mind, I'll be there. So such a referrals will come. So that's how we were doing in initial stage.
So people would trust you,
Correct.
even though you did not show your history of serving, like I did this.
Yeah.
Because we usually have to show portfolio to show them that you could trust us. So how do you make them trust you? That
Even-
first test.
Yeah, even the first trust itself, even if you come for a service through a reference, if she told you about that, okay, this firm is doing a service and okay, I got a good service from them, then I need not to show my history because she already shown the history.
Yes, that's there.
Yeah.
But how did you get that person first? That's the question.
Even then, it's a professional firm, chartered accountancy firm. Even when I do some accounting work or auditing work or any financial advisory service, that qualification itself is a trust for the people who come to me.
Guys, we have 5 minutes left, so can we have just one more question before we have to wrap up? Anyone?
No?
Alright, sir. Going straight into a CEO role without that much background as a company, do you have any tips on trying to develop and grow your business and going straight into a CEO role for the startups?
How many people are there in your company?
Right
One.
now 3.
For you?
One.
One. What's your role?
So I wear different hats every day.
Okay, everything.
Almost everything.
That's what. There's no specific role for a startup. Lead without title, how Robinson was
Wow, I
started.
like that. Okay.
So do everything, because when I was in 2005, I was a driver. I was the office boy. Morning I come and clean that the office table. Then once the report, if any call comes for the meeting, then I run. I am the salesman. Then once the work is confirmed, I am the auditor. Once the report is ready, I am the person who's delivering, delivery boy. Once the check is ready, I am the person who's collecting it. So the entire work is done by us. And since it was started in a partnership, like for friends, and initial stage, only I was initial stage, I was there in this business, and then others were working in some other companies. They were to join full time. That time it was working as a, if I am not there, the other person is there to take it forward. So there is no job title. So we do everything. So if it is a structured multinational company or anything, and only the CEO role and that everything will be structured. For the startup, like 2 people, 3 people at all, everybody CEO. Everybody will do everything, and making sure that everything is done on time and the client is happy, we get our money.
Thank you very, very much, sir. It was a pleasure having you here and a real honor interviewing you. Thank you everyone for joining us, all the startups. And thank you everyone for tuning in and looking at the live stream or the video. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.